Hi, and welcome back to AI in 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris. Joining me today is Riley Coleman. Now, Riley's the founder of AI Flywheel and an AI ethicist. And we're going to be talking about ethics in AI with a particular focus on human rights. Hi, Riley. Welcome to AI in 5. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for joining us from Vietnam. I know you're enjoying the digital nomad lifestyle. We'll jump right in because we've only got 5 minutes. The whole area of AI ethics, and in particular, the area around human rights, our basic rights, it's very strong in the EU, but not so much in other places in the world. I'd love your take on that.
Yeah, for sure. I think that one of the things that is critical for people to sort of really get their heads around is that AI ethics, while it doesn't sound sexy, in fact, it sounds a bit overwhelming and bewildering, is something that is really critical to start to get their heads around because individual rights are being taken away in certain countries, certainly in certain technical platforms. And AI isn't just one thing. It is thousands and thousands of different things.
Yeah.
And so every single AI product or service that you use will have different standards and that sort of thing. And so what I'm championing for and what the EU's done a great job at sort of leading the way, and some other countries like Australia are sort of following suit as well, is that putting in place really rigorous rules around AI, around safety, around human rights and protecting those. And so it's really great to see those jurisdictions looking after their people.
Mhm.
But there's a hell of a lot of other places around the world that currently don't have that legislation. And in fact, the US, obviously, in the last week or so, has actually walked away from the stuff that they'd already put in place and actually taken away any protections whatsoever.
Yep.
And even if you're not in the US, almost everyone who's using AI is probably using a US product.
A US
And
built
so,
tool. Mm.
yeah, and so your product, sorry, your interactions with those products, etc., are all now able to be tracked. They're able to be used for training data. There's no privacy or data protection, etc. So it really is something that you need to be aware of. So that's sort of something that I think is really imperative.
And is,
Um,
is is that the big risk? I mean, there'd be people out there that say, "I'm not that important. I don't care if people have got my data." Where do you see the real danger? Like, is it in the next step of how that information is used, or the mere fact that it's just being shared, often without people understanding that it's being shared?
I think that the real danger is that people are really underestimating the fact that these are learning systems. They're not static
Mm.
platforms. And so if you take, for example, and it's really only the early stages of development in these things as well. So if you took, for example, Facebook when it first started on Harvard, it was literally an address book with photographs.
Yep.
And it then sort of moved out to other sort of universities in phase two, and then it became more of a social media platform. And then by 2016, it helped, with Cambridge Analytica direct and manipulate people's opinions in a way that actually, led to different, potentially a different
Yeah, change the shape of the
election.
political landscape. Yeah.
Right. And so, when Facebook first started, like you would never think that it would have anything to do with, swaying a political election, and not just in the US, but in other countries around the world. There has been instances where Facebook has been involved in, Myanmar, massacres, etc. And so I think that we're underestimating the fact that this is just the beginning stages. The
Mm.
stages that we're right up to now, we're up to a totally new phase right now with AI agents. So autonomous agents are now going to be proliferating every single enterprise
That's
because
scary.
it means that they can get work done that they're, is automated and not needing humans involved. And so that just, exponentially then has the growth potential of AI systems talking to other AI systems, sharing information. And after, a certain amount of time, they're going to be smarter than us.
Yeah, I
And
did
so
a
I think
I did a
I
post
really think,
I did a
yeah,
post yesterday about episodic memory, which is a
yeah,
new field that's being researched where the AI remembers the interaction, like all parts of the interaction.
yeah,
That's going to be scary. Look, we're at time, and we could discuss this for 2 3 hours.
yeah.
Um, I'd love to give you one final question though, and I'd love to take a kind of a governance lens to this. Usually, I ask guests, "What's your one bit of advice for a company just starting their journey?" But I'd love what's your one bit of advice from a ethics and governance perspective for a company just starting its AI journey? What should they be doing, thinking about?
Well, particularly if they're a product and tech company that is integrating AI into their products and services, I would say that they have to take the lead and take responsibility for the fact that they are building AI products and services and to integrate AI ethics into that.
Yep.
Waiting for governance or government legislation, it always takes longer than what's necessary. And with the industry moving so quickly, it would be about having, very strong AI ethical literacy to your teams that are integrating AI, not just into your products and services, but also thinking about, in your operational standpoint, your HR teams, all that sort of thing. So anyone who's sort of really, bringing those things into your organization in one way, shape, or form, they absolutely need to have a baseline AI literacy and understand foundations of AI ethics in order for them to be the responsible party to put those in place.
Awesome. Well, this has been an awesome AI in 5, Riley. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.